What's good, Hustle Game community? Just, checking in with you guys. Update. It's the 4 o'clock games. Well, they probably in the first quarter of the 4 o'clock games. They kind of just started. But yeah, I just want to give y'all an update on my betting slips. We still got 2 slips left, all right? And they got pretty much the same people on there, so we still in the runnings for $1,000. One of the betting slips, I had Garrett Wilson, big boy Garrett Wilson game. That's what I'm talking about, boy. Garrett Wilson, I had him on both the tickets. And then on one ticket, I had Jalen Waddle. He came through for me. And then on the other ticket with Garrett Wilson, I had Latavius Murray. And Latavius Murray, he came through for me. I had him statted out for 85 yards. I think he ended the game with 92. So, we pretty much came out right on that one. And on both tickets, all we got left is CMC. Who else we got? We got CMC, DeAndre Hopkins, and Kenneth Walker. So we just need CMC to get his I think it was 36.5 receiving yards. DeAndre Hopkins was 84.5 receiving yards, and Kenneth Walker was 77.5 rushing yards. We took the over on all of them, so we just need those 3 dudes to come through, and both those tickets is splash bang 500s, man. That's a quick $1,000 for us. But who killed us this week, man? Man, let's talk about that for a second, man. Who killed us, man? Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin killed us, man. I think his prop was 67.5 receiving yards. He ended the game with like 48 receiving yards. It was crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't really nothing crazy about it. I mean, this wasn't a negative miracle. This wasn't none of that. This was just, I would just say like a bad calculation or a bad call from the Hustle Game Labs. That's all it was. But we had a chance at the end of the game. Atlanta was at the goal line. I think it was like a minute left in the game. And if Atlanta would have scored, they'd have been up by, maybe like 2 points, I think. I can't remember what the score was, but they would have been winning, which would have forced Washington to throw to try to get in the field goal range, or I don't know, maybe they'd have been up by more than a field goal. Maybe they had to score the touchdown. All I know was maybe a couple more balls would have went Terry McLaurin way if Atlanta would have scored. But Marcus Mariota at the goal line throws an interception. That's crazy. To end the game. Oh, man, that was crazy, man. But ain't nothing we could do about that. I'm not even mad about that. Terry McLaurin, you still my boy. Heineke, you still my boy. But y'all didn't come through for me today, man. We came up a little bit short. All right, who else? It was 3 people that really fucked me this week. Who was the other dude? Mike Evans. Oh, man, Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans was, if you ask me, I think he was part of my top 5 strongest plays, man. Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans had like 9 or 10 targets this game, and he only caught 2 balls for 33 yards, man. I didn't really watch the game fully to know if it was just Tom Brady throwing bullshit balls or if it was just him dropping balls. But, come on, Mike Evans, you the number 1 on this team. This is Tom Brady, man. If it was your fault, I just don't know if it was your fault or not, But, man, that was crazy, man. That was absolutely crazy, man. 9 targets, man. Didn't really do nothing. In a game where they was going up and down the field, the game was kind of tied a lot of the game. So it's like you were needed. You know what I mean? That killed me, man. That stroked me. That stroked about 4 or 5 of my slips right there. Boom. If Mike Evans would have got his prop, then we might be talking about I'm still in the running for like $4,000. You know what I'm saying? Mike Evans wiped out a lot of my tickets, man. Now, luckily, this other dude, the last dude that really fucked me today, he was on a lot of those Mike Evans tickets too, so it kind of worked out. And that was Tyreek Hill, man. What the fuck is going on with Tyreek Hill, man? That shit was crazy, man. It's third quarter, right? Miami up by 30 points. It's 30-0, right? So the coach of Miami decided to take all the starters out in the third quarter, which didn't make no sense to me. Usually, if you whooping a team ass, right, you will let your starters play at least until the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they just don't play the last quarter, or you let them have one drive in the fourth quarter, you know what I mean, to try to solidify, score one more time, 37-0, now pull your starters out. You pulled your starters out in the third quarter up by 30. Let me give you a scenario, because this is what happened, right? As soon as you took the starters out, the Texans drove all the way down the field and scored. They went for a 2-point conversion and didn't get it. And then y'all went 3 and out, and then they came right back down the field, scored again, went for another 2-point conversion, didn't get that. So they got 12. So now it's 12-30, okay? Y'all did a 3 and out, or something happened like a fumble or like an interception, something silly happened, and now they at the goal line again. Okay, but they couldn't score this time, and they kicked the field goal. So let's rewind and let's do a what if scenario. I don't even know. I can't even think of the Miami Dolphins head coach. I'm gonna find out when I'm done with this video. But let's do a scenario. Dolphins coaching staff. Let's say the Texans, you took your starters out in the third quarter, and then the Texans came down, they scored that touchdown, but let's say they got the 2-point conversion, okay? That's 8 points, okay? And then, like, y'all went 3 and out, and then the Texans came back down the field, scored again. Let's say they got the 2-point conversion on the second one. That's 16 points right there, okay? 16-30. All right, then y'all had that fumble or interception, whatever it was, and then they got to the goal line. Let's say they scored when they got to the goal line right there. All right, and went for a 2-point conversion and got that one. You know what the score is? The score is 24-30, and it was still 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I was happy that happened, because it like the camera view panned on the head coach of the Dolphins. You was looking real nervous, man. You was looking around, like kind of looking with that look at your starters, like I might have to put y'all helmets back on. I might have pulled y'all out too early. Like, no shit, you pulled them out too early, you goddamn fool. What is wrong with you? Like, when you did that, the very first thing I thought was, dude, this nigga work for Underdog Fantasy? Like, what are you trying to do? You trying to sabotage my tickets? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, 30 points? That's not enough, all right? It's too much time left on the clock, man. Like, what's wrong with you, man? I hope you learn from that. But, yeah, it was those three. Those three crushed me. Man, those three crushed me. But Garrett Wilson, man. I knew it. I had said on the video, man, this feels like an explosion game. 2 touchdowns, 95 yards receiving. Let's go, Garrett Wilson. Don't let him have your prop stupid next week, okay? Don't let him say like 50, because obviously Mike White is the starter for the rest of the season. He had like 300-plus passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Stop playing with him, man. What the fuck is going on with Michael Carter? What happened with that shit? That was crazy, too. You know what I mean? Somebody named Z Knight. I don't know the dude's first name, but this dude I think he had like 60-plus rushing yards, or maybe more. I can't remember. I ain't got the stats in front of me. But my prop for Michael Carter was 20.5 receiving yards. We took the over because I know Mike White, he dumps it down a little bit. But somebody named Knight, some running back, he got 4 targets for 34 yards. So there was my prop right there. Who the hell is Knight? His last name is not like Midnight, all right? It's like Knights from the Round Table. That's his last name. Who the hell is this dude, man? Where the hell he come from? Like, this is crazy, man. But I ain't tripping, man, because I only had Michael Carter on 1 slip. He only burnt up 1 slip. But Garrett Wilson, man, I damn near had him on like 95 to 97% of all my. I think it was only 1 slip I didn't have Garrett Wilson on. So Garrett Wilson, that was big. That was big time, bro. Man, that was big time. Latavius Murray, you came through too for me. Man, came through for me. Old man Murray. Yeah, so we still in it right now. We are still in it right now, man. We got 2 tickets. The New Orleans 49ers game is going on right now. I need them receiving yards out of McCaffrey. What other game is going on right now? The Chargers, Arizona Cardinals game going on right now. Come on, Hopkins, stop playing. Kyler Murray, stop playing, man. You know who on your team. I've told you like weeks before. Go to YouTube, watch the highlights of your teammate, and stop playing with him, okay? And then Kenneth Walker, his first rush, he got a touchdown today. But I think it was because Derek Carr threw an interception, and then I think it was like the next play, he just ran it in for 12-yard rushing touchdown. So, I mean, that's looking pretty good too. So after these games, I'm probably going to record the 5 things we learned in Week 12 video, and then I'll do a quick recap of my hits and misses thus far. And that's it, man. We move on till next week. Now, hopefully on that video, the very first thing I tell you is, boom, $1,000. Hopefully. But, this NFL is crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. They might pull Christian McCaffrey in the second quarter because they up by 12 points. I don't know what the fuck these coaches doing out here. Miami? God damn. But yeah, that's about it, man. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and enjoy the rest of these 4 o'clock games. Hopefully these 4 o'clock games do us right. You know what I mean? And I will see you guys in a minute. Later.